So my first question to everybody was fake background, real background. What would you rather see? Does it make sense to have this, my office, typical office, or should I be embracing one of these fake background options? But getting into it, okay. So recession. What does a recession mean? If you were following a few minutes ago, you would have seen. So 2009, personally lost my job. Recessions generally are followed by job loss. I think in the UK there were about 790,000 jobs lost in the 2009 period, where there was a recession for 4 quarters. South Africa had big job losses, and like I said, I personally felt the brunt. I saw businesses go bankrupt. But I also saw, on the flip side of that, I saw businesses thrive. I saw businesses that had a plan, that embraced what they were doing. Guys, there's noise here again, going live, it's real. So businesses that embraced the future and took it on and took it by the horns and said, you know what, I'm just going to go for it, and I'm going to do the things that make sure that my business thrive and my business survives. So I'm going to look at a few of those things today, in terms of things that we can do to make sure that our businesses are recession proof. And the first one is take control of the cash flow. So COVID hit. I'm just going to refer to 2 years ago. I was in a really big business, very smart owner of the business, who before the lockdowns came, well before, said, start getting the cash in the coffers, guys. Start getting the cash. Start offering discounts on upfront payments. Start doing whatever it takes to get cash in the bank. Make sure that you're solid into the next coming months. We don't know what the effects is, and to be honest, I'm less worried about this recession. I kind of feel like, and I'm probably going to eat my words for that, but anyway, the 790,000 of the last jobs were lost in the last recession, but there are 2 million jobs available on the market right now, 1 million people looking. So in the UK specifically, I'm not feeling the effects as much, other than the cost of living crisis, which obviously is affecting us all with prices skyrocketing. I just got my new electric bill and I was like scary times, right? But okay, so get cash, refocus, get cash in the bank. Start making sure that we know that we've got enough to pay our payroll, to cover our costs. Another piece of advice is digitize as much as you can. Okay, so here I am in my house, no hidden agenda around that, and I think I make that quite clear around my surroundings. My office is not a fancy building that costs me a fortune every single month and costs my business a fortune every single month. I'm operating out of my house, which means that we are on a digital platform. So all of our work is happening digitally, and we are able to deliver on our services remotely, as well as at other companies' offices. So bottom line is, I don't have that office expense. And this is something that we all need to be embracing. Is 2022 has come along, and we need to start thinking, how can we digitize our business? What are we doing in terms of advertising, in terms of the digital platform? Are we on YouTube? Are we doing this kind of thing? What are we doing in the digital realm? So something to think about. But step one, take control of the cash flow. Make sure that you're getting money in before, build multiple revenue streams. Number 2, so build multiple revenue streams. Now is the time to diversify and think differently, and it's also time to train up your sales team. Okay, me, sales trainer, think about it, but now is that time. Marketing, what is the positioning of the product? Make sure that positioning is clear, and train your sales guys to think differently, because we might need to think a little bit smaller than we have before. But when you think smaller, you have to think bigger. Okay, so in other words, if I'm going to target lower cost deals, I need to be doing more of them. How am I going to be doing more of them? I'm going to advertise more, I'm going to bring in more leads, and I'm going to be more organized in terms of my sales approach, because I need to be doing a lot more work as opposed to one big deal here, one big deal there. I need to be doing quite a lot more alternative work in terms of driving my business. I can't rely on one customer, and I'm speaking from experience here. One of the reasons I lost my job was the business I was working for had one key account that drove 90% of the revenue within the organization. I was green at the time, and I apologize if anybody's watching this who's remembering this particular time, because it was tough. It was a tough time for the business owner, it was a tough time for me, it was a tough time for everybody concerned, okay? But one of the lessons I learned was you cannot have one customer driving your business, because that particular customer put a block on procurement and that shut down the entire business. All right, so small business, 10-man operation, 20-man operation, I can't remember exactly, and the whole business was impacted to the point that it shut down after this experience. So make sure your portfolio of customers is diversified, and again, this comes down to train your salespeople. Okay, make sure that you have got hunter salespeople in your organization who are going out and getting new business and driving new business. Because if you don't, it's great to have key account people, and it's great to have guys that churn through those customers and make sure that you're getting the closed deals on the established base. But if that established base disappears in a recession or COVID or whatever the case may be, and I think we've all experienced stuff like this in the last couple of years, make sure that you've got a diverse portfolio that can carry you through this time. So build multiple revenue streams, which also might just mean don't necessarily diversify what you do, but diversify your customer portfolio and how that will generate revenue into a difficult time. Invest in your client relationships, okay? So again, this comes down to train your salespeople, train your staff, train your operations to make sure that your customers are feeling special and feeling unique and feeling like they need to stick with you no matter what. Thick and thin, they are sticking with you because their relationship with you is the most solid that they're ever going to get. Okay, they're not just going to go, all right, well, I'm with Mazda now, I'm going to Toyota. No, Toyota's given me great service, or Mazda's given me great service. I feel special whenever I walk into the dealership. I feel like I'm the only customer, etc., etc., etc. I think you get the picture. Make sure that your customers feel special so that they're not going to just pull the plug the second that they're finding it a bit harder as well. All right. First, following on from that is make sure that you're not going and spending bigs on some random thing right now. Okay, where we need to be putting our money, marketing. Where we need to be putting our money, sales. Make sure that your team is driving your business forward even through a tough circumstance, and don't just rely on the past as your example. Make sure that you are looking forward and you're driving your business harder than you ever have before to make sure that you are building now. Build now for success now. Don't build now for success in 20 years time, because the whole market might have shifted by then, and we've seen that a lot in the last couple of years with COVID, with recessions, and quite frankly, every other thing that can hit my generation is hitting my generation. So just expect to have hard times and build for that. Next step, build your business so that you can sell it. Okay, build your business so that you can sell it. Now that means a few things to me anyway. That means that you have made sure that you are not the bottleneck within your business. Okay, your business can run without you. Now, every business I get involved in, I make sure that I don't handle ops, sales, accounts. I don't do it because why? I'm pretty bad at those things. I'm pretty bad at accounts. I'm pretty bad at operations. What I'm good at is selling. So I focus on the sales element of the business, and I make sure that the business is being driven in that regard. But that also means that I am replaceable within my business. Find another salesman, the business will continue. Find another operations person, the business will continue. Find another accounts person, the business will continue. So make sure that if you had to leave your business today that your business would be able to thrive and be sold and thrive in the future even without you. Okay, very important. And I was looking at business acquisitions the other day on behalf of my company, and one of the questions I had was, if the owner left, would there still be a business? That was the primary function of my questioning, was, if the business owner left, is there still a business? And in many cases there wasn't, which is why we didn't carry on. Okay, so build your business with the intent to sell it. And the next thing to think about there is, if you're building it with the intent to sell it, you are gathering your cash, diversifying your assets, and making sure that your cash flow is positive, because you want to sell it at a strong PE. You want to make sure that your business has got as much cash and is making as much profit as possible. Stop looking at those deals that are just churn. In a recession, that might be important, but we need to make sure that we do protect our margins even in this time, so that you are making sure that your business is going forward always, and it's not just surviving on a thread and it isn't actually making money. And we see that quite often in recruitment businesses, specifically, your sort of labor space, where it's actually just churn, and we're making more money on sort of government incentives than we are within the business. Not that that's a bad thing, just something to think about. Okay, so making sure that your business is able to be sold. We've already spoken about get financing before you need it. Okay, so the banks are gonna start making it harder. Okay, with any recession, the banks start to read it first. Bank of England has already come out with statements. They're going to make your interest rates higher. They're going to start to make it a lot harder to get finance, because a lot more people are going to be asking for finance, specifically to cover things like payroll. And we need to make sure that if you're going to need finance, if you're projecting a finance requirement, that you're going to go for it and you're going to get it sooner than later. So just get into that and understand it, but also understand that with finance comes risk. And that risk could mean higher in interest rates. So make sure that you are ready for that finance, and that you are able to sustain the payback of that finance. Finance does need to be paid back, so we got to make sure that that's within our scope, within our business, and we're not going to suddenly have a drop that means that we can't pay back our loans. So just be aware of that and make sure that you're addressing it. Again, guys, do it now. Make sure that your business is growing as we speak. You're building for today. Okay, you're not building for 6 years from now. We're building a business as if we're going to sell it. So what we're trying to do is get as much revenue as possible. Stop second guessing your deals. As long as they're making money, bring them in. Get in the cash. If they're paying up front, get in the cash. Bring in business. I've seen too often, and I've experienced this within my own stable, is operations are saying, I don't want to do something. Sales are saying, I want to do something. Guys, it's time to make money within our businesses. If we're going to stand a chance to get through this, we've got to bring in as many clients as possible, because we don't know out of our client stable who is going to last through a difficult time. There are companies that are going to go bankrupt in this period, and that's a reality. And like I say, less so probably in the UK, but I've seen it before. Recessions generally mean job losses, generally mean kind of companies go under, but they also come with opportunity, and they don't last forever. So it's not all doom and gloom. Okay, it's far from doom and gloom. We just need to get ahead of the curve in terms of this. So start building your businesses, start making sure that your focus is on revenue, and make sure that your sales team, okay, and this is my pitch, call me for sales training. Make sure that your sales team is getting ahead of 2022 and what it means to sell into a post-COVID world, okay? Look at this right now. I'm on a screen, I'm on LinkedIn, you guys are watching it, and the reality is I can't see you, I'm not in front of you. I can answer your questions, by the way, but make sure that your sales team is ahead of the curve. They understand the technologies, they understand the techniques, they understand how to attract business to your business without necessarily purely relying on marketing, and invest your money into marketing and make sure that your product is defined, your pricing is right, and that your target audience is identified in the most appropriate way. Because if they're not, you are going to fall flat again in terms of how to strategize and how to go forward in terms of your business. So guys, short one today in terms of recession planning. Big focus, get the cash. Okay, I'm not going to dwell too much, but go in and get the cash, get it as fast as you can, and hold on to it without killing your business. Okay, actually, one last point. Don't kill your business. You've got certain resources, you've got certain tools in your business that are fundamental to your business. Okay, you've got technology, you've got software, you've got marketing, you've got certain things that you need in your business, operations, materials, etc. You've got certain things in your business that you need in order for your business to run. You cannot sell those things or stop those things. And I know my first point was get rid of the offices, but if your business needs an office, you can't get rid of the office. If your business needs a printer, you can't get rid of the printer. Okay, simple as that. You have to look at the identification of what is needed in my business, what can I get rid of, what can't I get rid of, and have that list very clearly defined for you, so that if you do run into that situation, you can start getting rid of the things that you don't need. Okay? So, and then last point, I'm drawing this out. Last point is buy things off the back of sales. So unfortunately, this does mean we need the mindset of small business. But when we started out, when we were a small business, not all businesses are here right now, but when we started out, we had this mindset of, I make a sale, I make a purchase. I make a sale, I make a purchase, and I build my business like that. And that as a fundamental needs to stick around at this type of time. If you need specific supplies, buy them off the back of your sales, and even possibly off the back of your invoicing if you can. So you're holding as much cash as possible for as long as possible off the back, and then only making purchases off the back of your sales. Guys, I'm not going to draw it out anymore. Hopefully the recession won't even come. It's only been 2 quarters. All indications are that it is increasing, but it's worth talking about some of these things and making sure that we are staying ahead of the curve. Until next time, thank you very much. Please leave your comments below. Again, really curious to know, is authenticity better than fake backgrounds? Let me know. And otherwise, good luck. And if you have any things that you would like to add, these posts do generally get quite a lot of views. So any insights that you have, please add a comment to it in terms of how to deal with difficult circumstances. I'm not saying that the recession is necessarily the be-all and end-all of difficult, but we've all gone through tough times within our businesses. We've all had growth periods. We've all had hard times where things aren't as stable as we want them to be. So if you have any insights around that, please add a comment. Please add insights so that we can all learn from these things. And again, thank you very much. And I look forward to chatting to everyone in about a week on my next topic. So guys, thanks very much. Cheers.